Hello, everyone, and welcome to another CineQuest video review podcast. We're going to be talking about a 1984 film by the famous David Carradine, or starring the famous David Carradine. It's called The Warrior and the Sorceress. All right, here we are. I'm joined by Brycicus, back again, and the harbinger of these, somewhere up North Texas, Central Texas. That's why you see different backgrounds, everyone. Don't be alarmed. We're okay.
I'm scared.
It's very dark over there.
Yeah, sure it is. Today we're going to be talking about a David Carradine film. Those of you who aren't familiar with David Carradine, I guess the last thing that anyone probably would remember him from would be the Kill Bill films that were written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. He did play the titular role of Bill. He was the main person that has headed like some kind of assassin group. But yeah, here, David Carradine. I think this was prior to Lone Wolf McQuade, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Because this is I don't feel like David Carradine should have been in this movie if he had just come out of Lone Wolf McQuade.
Is it prior Kung Fu? I would be
It's after Kung Fu.
well,
It's after Kung Fu for sure. Yeah.
after the show, but before the movie, I guess.
Oh, I got
The movie was in '86, and this is
there you go, right?
'84.
Oh, okay.
It seemed like David Carradine should have like progressed in film or quality films, not regress, because this is a pretty low budget, it seems, but it's there weren't too many special effects in this movie, so I feel like the budget kind of lends itself to I guess David Carradine. He's the biggest star in this movie, right, at this time?
Yeah, I'd say he's the only star. Kind of thing. I don't know anything about anyone else in this movie, but I mean, this was like the period of time I think when he started like drinking on set and shit, and was pretty much like drunk all the time in everything he did. Actually, this did come out after Lone Wolf McQuade the next year. It came out the next year after Lone Wolf McQuade.
Wow, I am
Maybe
shocked.
his celebrity hadn't hit yet, man. You know, he needed something to.
You mean his from between then and Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, his celebrity had not hit at all.
No,
he just made like fucking 50 films and shit.
Before we continue, guys, I do want to bring up the image of this movie, just so anyone around can see how kind of ridiculous this would look on like a video store shelf. There we go.
Yeah, good luck renting this shit.
Whoa, dude!
Yeah.
I did not notice it. Does she have
did not notice? Yes, she does.
She has the 4 boobies.
It's quad boobs, man. That's why I wanted to watch this movie.
What the hell?
That's exactly why I wanted to.
That's fucking hilarious.
I did not notice. I hope you guys' version of the movie was edited. You know?
No, we saw it.
No, but when I saw this on Tubi, like this, I was like, that David Carradine, and I was like, what? Yes. I didn't know he did like fantasy movies like that. I did not see that though. That is hilarious.
Strangely enough, with the poor image of the actual movie poster, you can tell this is David Carradine by hair alone.
Oh
yes, they got his hair perfectly, dude. That weird
page boy look, like receding page boy look, like
and it is so weird. Like he does
the Conan sword too, a little bit.
Yeah,
like, they really like made him look pretty ripped in this.
Yeah.
He does not look like this in the movie at all.
He doesn't look like this movie. He doesn't look like this ever in life.
No,
ever.
He's like grabbing a snake too. That's kind of
a big
old cobra, you know.
Yeah, it's cobra. It's a euphemism. It's his wiener. In case you didn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
mean, like, look where he's holding the. He actually.
Yeah.
The snake is his balls. It's the sword shaft. Because look, he's holding that shit. That I just noticed right now, and I'm just like, what?
Wow. Yeah, dude, look at that. That is the most erect penis I've ever seen in my life.
He's got a real grip down near the balls too.
Yeah, he's right at the base of the shaft right there. Just fucking.
So he's bracing it up against. I mean, I immediately noticed the quad boob girl long time ago, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. But I'll
be honest with you, I didn't notice the quad boob girl on the picture until I was actually making this little image here, and I blew it up, and I was like, huh.
Yeah. So Ray told me that last week that you guys were gonna review this one, and he just asked me. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna watch where is Sorceress?" I don't know if you sent me a picture.
I sent you a picture. Yeah.
You did. I immediately knew. I was like, "Oh, quad boob, sweet."
Yeah.
And then he told me earlier today again. It's like just to check, like we're watching, Carradine's War of the Sorceress. I was like, yeah, I know, quad boob. Again.
Yeah. As soon as he said that, I was like, okay, he's got it. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
got my pornographic memory. It's perfect.
This movie stars David Carradine as Kane. He's a Homeric.
Yeah,
he's a Homeric, right?
Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Did they ever use his name? Because I always thought they called him the Dark One.
Dark One.
It's always the Dark One or the Homeric or something like that.
Yeah, which is weird because he's just wearing black, and so they call him the Dark One.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Like,
I was like, all right, whatever.
Black robes. I don't know.
I guess.
We also have Lou Askew as Zeg, Maria Sokas as Naja the Sorceress, who honestly plays no real role other than showing her boobs the entire movie.
Yeah, like that's. I was trying to look to see if there was any point in this movie where she puts on a shirt, and I think right before she gives him the sword, she's kind of like a little, and then she just stands up and they flop out again.
He tries to cover up a little bit. He puts the robe on her, like when he's trying to help her escape.
Yeah, the old.
Well, no, there is one part where she has like a scarf that covers her nipples.
Oh, she did.
I think so. That was like it. That was all. There was like,
I mean, by the end of the movie,
by
the end of the movie, she was like the only chick on more or less on screen. And always like she's practically fucking naked. I was like, oh, let me see where the tan lines.
Strangely enough, like it got awkward after a moment because I mean, it was just every scene that she was in. Like she was
my favorite.
What? Like
my favorite was
started not to make any sense whatsoever. I can understand a scene or two, but the whole movie, like,
I really liked the scene when that fucking sword is being made. You know, the blacksmith's there, ting, 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 and then she's like standing behind it talking, and as the camera like zooms in, it just zooms in on her tits. Like that's all you see, tits up face, like. I'm like, that's so great.
That's cool.
And then fucking Carradine himself, just when Quad Boob finally shows. All right, let me point that. When Quad Boob finally shows up, fucking Carradine over here. What does she do? Like, there's like this little like.
It almost seemed that something like emerged from her body.
I thought it came out of her. I thought it shot out of her vag. I wasn't sure because I thought
it didn't.
Like I thought it sort of. She was, but like I thought she was kind of like at the side, and like I don't know if it was like a.
I thought it like came out like from her like fourth or third nipple or something like that. I don't think that happened, but like in between, like just.
But did you guys think it was funny how like Carradine like chokes her out and then he like passes out on top of her like face first?
Yeah, he has like a little bit of an eye roll. Like
I saw that and I was like, who's gonna go for the motorboat, baby? Of course it's gonna be Carradine. God damn it! That was fucking hilarious.
He tried to resist her in the beginning. Like he was just like, get away from me, like don't touch me, kind of thing.
I think,
but she basically had to invade his space to like get that little thing out and to bite him. I guess to poison him or something.
Yeah. I really. Like this movie made me cringe so much. Every time Carradine does that stupid like whenever he tries to strike a pose and look kind of like this fucking. Actually, he tries to look like he does in this poster, and he does like the little like
Yeah, this is yeah.
The little half smirk, and he just looks drunk.
Yeah. Oh, for sure,
Instead,
man.
he just looks fucking shit faced, and it's so funny because he always fucking flashes it like.
Yeah.
Before we continue, I just want to go over the premise or the plot that is written here on the top of IMDb, because I'm not going to go any further with that. It says a fearsome swordsman Kane crosses a barren wastelands and comes upon a town or village where two arch enemies fight incessantly for control of the town's only well. Is this Mad Max?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, dude. I was like, yeah. They even have a scene where like the fucking where he like walks in there and eventually like kills a bunch of guys near the well, and all this people just come out of nowhere. Yeah. And they're like, "Thank you, Dark One," and then like
I like how the women get up on the top of the pedal. They're so dancing with the water.
Hot chicks are there, like,
what the fuck is that?
Fucking like thongs made out of toilet paper,
like splashing water on them. It's like,
that was
strange. Also,
it was so funny, dude.
I was like, this turned into some kind of like bar scene. They're just dancing up on the well. And like and doing like these like sexy, like trying to do these sexy moves, you know, but like it's just so strange.
Yeah, it was like one town came, got water, and then the other town came out and they retreated. All the while they're like, "Thank you, Dark One, thank you."
Yeah.
And also like the fucking intrigue, or not like the intrigue, fucking Carradine like trying to be like Drunken Mac from fucking Always Sunny. You get playing both sides.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking dumb.
Yeah. He is like basically whoever pays him the most, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like
I like how like the scene.
But the thing is, he says it though. He tells them, and I mean they are aware that he could easily betray them if the other person just offers him more money.
Yeah, but I mean,
what's
when the fucking guy
saying his plans, he keeps saying his
plans,
all the fucking
like
Balkaz,
his
keeps
money,
saying his fucking plans, like,
and then like Carradine walks into the next room and just like opens the doors immediately again, and here's the fucking guy talking to that like Dollar General Muppet or whatever the hell thing,
dude.
I don't know.
What was that, like an iguana or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was, but then later it's like standing on 2 feet and shit, and it's got hands. That's my favorite part of the whole
movie, when it's like walking, like, trying to walk over. Like,
right, they were doing the prisoner exchange and shit. I was like, this is so.
Like, remember the fucking Goombas from the Super Mario 86 or the 80s one? Like,
the slavers. I honestly thought he looked like. I was trying to think of, but the closest I could get was like the shit demon from fucking Dogma, because that mask is just.
The Bigo or Birgo?
The
slaver.
The slaver's name, Burgo.
Burgo. Yeah. He's like a Guar reject or some shit.
Yeah. He's just like covered in shit.
Yeah.
I mean, everything about this was absolutely fucking trash.
Oh yeah.
Carradine fighting, he was awkward. It was so low effort. He's just like he's like kicking people and shit. Like,
just real quick, there's something I wanted to bring up. Whenever he's fighting, you know, and he's using the sword, like you see it bounce off people's stomachs and backs and stuff. Like there's no blood or anything.
No.
But then as he's doing all that stuff and he's throwing out kicks, he's literally kicking below the knee. Like he's not even lifting his leg.
He's like
kicking on everybody.
Everybody's taking it in the shins real hard.
He's doing a lot of Seagal style fighting too. He's like spinning, like he throws a lot of people like that.
Yeah, dude. He does that like when he's like in the jail cell going up the stairs and people like guards are coming. He just sort of like pushes them to the side.
Surprisingly doing it worse than Seagal, because or the fact that like the camera person's just not doing his job and like trying to like move this way or that, but he's just there on the one shot and he's just going through and you just see him kind of just like lightly tapping people and like again the sword's bouncing off people. There was a point where he does a spin and like with both hands hits the guy in the back with the sword. Mm-hmm. You just see it like bounce off a little bit. The guy
he's just like slapping people.
There's no blood. There's nothing.
That fucking
and when the sword hits people, it sounds like it's hitting a fucking pillow. Like
yeah. I liked that the Guardian or whatever that was watching the prophet chick.
It
was like
monster?
it was like he walked into the cave of fucking floppy dildos and shit. The thing's just fucking like what the fuck was that? And then like when it finally shows its face, it looks like fucking the fucking plant monster from
Little Shop
of Horrors. Yeah. Only it's grunting like a dude. So it's like he stabs it, and all you hear is
even in that grainy aspect ratio of a movie that this is, you could still see how fake that thing looked. Like the teeth looked like they were like spongy.
Yeah,
you know, it was just
fucking stupid. And then he immediately walks out the door, and they're like, "Well, what happened?" "Well, maybe you should come see."
Yeah.
What? He just fucking killed him, and they're like, "Who did this? How did she escape?" Like, oh.
I know. But then what he says, which I thought was, I did a laugh out loud on this one. He was like, "This looks only the work of 20 men could have
That's
done this."
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, with a fucking that stupid shit-eating grin. He's just there. He starts fucking filleting himself. Oh, only 20 drugs could have.
But the thing is that like he's saying it behind them.
Yeah.
And he does that grin. He's like, only the work of like 20 men could have done this. And he's like,
no.
And he like backs up. I'm like, what?
It's like, oh, don't look at the camera. Don't look at the camera. Don't look at the camera. Oh man. I laughed at that shit too. I was gonna bring it up, but you got to it. So God damn it. That was so fucking stupid. I loved it.
There was a part of me that was kind of curious as to like, I mean, all the elements that they were trying to bring into this movie. Apparently, I read that it is a kind of like a retelling or basically a knockoff of a Japanese story or movie, and also like kind of a fistful of dollars apparently, which is based off as well. Because this movie had
he does have that Western kind of like sort of look to everything. He walks around.
But the thing is that basically. I felt like this movie, like it says, a stranger strolling into this village. It had a very fantastical type of score, but as he's leaving, it really went like full on Western. It seemed like the strangers did his duty, help save the village or the town, and then he's leaving.
Right.
And in fact, kind of I guess I don't know if like Big Trouble in Little China took this not just from this movie, but from like either Fistful of Dollars or like that other Japanese movie. Whenever he's like, "Oh, the girl didn't even say anything. She just looks at him. He's like, "I travel alone."
Yes.
And he's just getting all his little Terax or whatever. What was
Terax money.
Gold.
So,
well, no, because he says gold and Terax. I work for gold. I fight for gold and Terax.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What fucking that means.
I like how they tell the slaver too. I guess like water is supposed to be this big commodity, but nobody pays in water. Or because he even tells the slaver, like when the guy's like, "Have you enough water for the journey?" He's like, "Yes." And so, well, that's like part of the plot later.
So I'm hoping the Big Trouble in Little China is not based on this at all, because the fucking movie...
I'm just saying, like, I think it references those other movies because I felt like this part took.
So the movie it references, dude, is actually, it's kind of surprised me. It's Yojimbo.
Yojimbo, yeah, that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a fucking awesome, like actually good, like pointed film by I think it was Akira Kurosawa. Yeah.
Is it Japanese?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Japanese.
Okay, then.
Didn't he also do Seven Samurai?
I believe so. Let me see.
Which is what the Magnificent Seven is based off of. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. It is a very like Western with the. He almost looks like he's wearing his zarape. Like really, like he looks like he's like Western.
Yeah, it was. He did.
Okay.
Seven Samurai.
Well, I wanted to talk about the fact that like they really got clever with the plot. Well, I say clever like on quotes, but like with the plot because of the low budget. Let's have a single well, and these are like the two warring factions, like literally like a football field apart from each other.
I'd say even less than that.
Scenery, really,
it's like you see it, and it's like, oh, this is this guy, and then like, and here's the
other
one
over there. It's like fucking like 50 feet away.
Yeah,
dude, that was if that whole village fit like in like a half a football field, it seemed. because they were like they were just a few yards away from each other.
That's true, yeah.
From both ends. And so, in fact, that epic battle scene where they're gonna fight each other, that was so funny because eventually he kind of like says that he's not gonna fight for anyone because the guy he overhears a plot of
so he just walks
Kaz or whatever
between the two of them, and and they try to fight. But don't, because they're like,
because the slavers come.
Yeah, there's I think
the
I think
guy
it happens like twice. No, 3 times where they're gonna fight and instead they're like, let's talk or whatever, let's trade or some shit.
Like the last time the guy just
that was that was pretty funny. Truce. Yeah. And then like he tries to like hug him and he just shanks him and shit. It was like, this is so fucking dumb. And then immediately he turns around and like co-ops his men. He's like, well, guess you're my men now. You know, it's like, fight for me. And they're like, yeah. Like, what? None of this makes
sense. But it was
sense.
that first battle, like as they were like getting closer and closer to each other.
Oh, where
they'd be like, and they'd like back up, and the other person would go attack, and then they go, and
then
and then they got like they were like so fucking close to each other, right? And they're just at some point they're just like, and then they're touching swords, and they're just like, they're just touching swords so awkwardly, just.
And then they get so close to each other, and like, it's gotta be sweaty and stank ass.
I was just like, I've never seen these heads of these villages or these little factions be such giant pussies because they're not gonna fight anybody, you know, like they're so scared of one another in some way. Like even that ripped dude who was the side man to what was his name,
captain or whatever,
Zeg. Like
You're...
even he was kind of just like behind. He didn't really do much either.
Right. That was the captain. His name was Keith.
Keith.
Yeah. Keith.
What about those two little weirdos?
From the beginning,
the ones that were always like, like I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
Like, I thought they were like fucking goblins or something.
Yeah,
they were all lepers, right? They were like lepers or something.
Shit. I think so.
I don't want to make any sort of
I'd say they get really close to David Carradine's face when they're like in the they're actually in the hall of whatever the guy's name is.
Yeah,
they had some
Gabble and
features,
Blather.
You know?
I think that's their names. They're billed as Balkaz's fools.
Balkaz,
the fools. Yeah, that's what they were.
Yeah, I didn't even know they gave them names. Yeah, they were annoying as hell. I don't remember like how did they die or did they just sort of disappear off screen?
I think they just disappeared. I don't recall anything happened to them.
Yeah, because I remember when Balkaz has the slavers poisoned and then he like leaves Zeg's coat of arms there, you know, to like
they all
trick
come
him.
in and try to like grab their shit, right?
And then Carradine is there and they're like, and they just leave. And like that's all I remember again from them. And that was like, and then I think it was like back to Nausea, the topless. I mean sorceress. Sorry.
Nausea, the topless sorceress. That's what it is.
Topless the sorceress. What?
Topless the sorceress.
Boobs. Anyways, but yeah, like this movie was pretty amusing. I probably would have really enjoyed it if I had some beers, you know, like
yes, absolutely.
A couple drinks. Like I think this is like perfect beverage trash, you know, for friends. For sure, you can just sit there and just drink in the stupid.
Oh yeah.
Just
I think the very first line the very first line that got delivered by one of the guards by the well. I mean, I was already bursting out laughing because the acting is just fucking horrible. I don't even remember what he says, but it's just like,
yes, I remember. It was shit. They were like, one of them was like, "What are you looking at?" or something. The other one was like, the other one, like I could have swore he sounded like he had a Jersey accent. He's like, "What do you want?" or some shit. Fucking, like I heard his voice and I just started laughing. It was not. It was, and they were dubbed as well too. So it was like, oh
yeah.
So he's like, "What do you want?"
I'm guessing this is Italian. Was this an Italian film? Or like,
the director I mean,
I don't know. It was. I think it was made in the United States and Argentina.
Yeah.
I guess where it was filmed specifically.
He apparently made like 10 films that were kind of like this in this, like I guess like fantasy type stuff.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you go on like Tubi or actually, I
Amazon
was saving a
Prime.
bunch of them. There are so many movie pictures that are like fantasy, but they have the same kind of like type of
So
graphic design on it.
right, yeah, they got the same artist working on it.
Yeah.
It's like the guy that does like Conan or something.
Yeah, it's a buff dude with a big booby chick. Like that's basically what it is.
So I think most of these films, I mean, like the first one was called Deathstalker, which I know I've seen.
I haven't seen that, but I have that saved also.
It's on Shudder now too.
Is it?
Yeah. So
yeah, Deathstalker 2 is on.
Yeah, it had a sequel. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I had a bunch of see, but then they also co-opted a lot of because I think even one of the Troll movies like either became a Deathstalker movie or became an Ator movie or something like that. Like I don't know, they would trade a bunch of different like titles from different genres and claim it as like that series. But yeah, Ator was another one. And then Barbarian. I'm trying to get Ray to watch Barbarians. Have you seen Barbarians?
Oh, I know. I'm waiting to. Yeah, I want to see that next.
Yeah,
that's
it's fucking hilarious, dude.
Let's see. I'm trying to look for. I mean, he did Death Race 2000, which Death Race is what I
really
want to check that out. Oh, the remake rights to Death Race 2000 were sold to Universal.
Yeah, didn't they already do that?
Yeah, that was with Jason Statham, and they credited that guy as a executive producer. But I know I'm pretty sure he did. I think he did the original shit. Let me just. I got it right. I was just looking at Death Race 2000. Directed by. Oh no, it's directed by Paul Bartel. He worked with Roger. The director of this movie that Bartel dude had worked with Corman later on. So I mean, it might as well be the same as far as I'm concerned. No. It's so Death Race 2000 is billed as a Corman film, but he didn't direct it. So I okay, I guess. But like there's Battle Beyond the Stars, Battle Beyond the Sun, Voyage to the Planet of Prehistoric Women.
Of course.
There's a version of the Dunwich Horror, I guess. That
really?
Yeah, that one came out in the 70s, 1970. Grand Theft Auto, 1977. Humanoids from the Deep. I think I've seen that one.
I've heard of that one. Yeah.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Little Shop of Horrors. The 1960 is credited.
Oh, the one Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, as a Corman.
Explains the
Corman film. I don't
monster.
know. Let me see the Corman Film School. Excuse me. What they're I don't know. I need to check this out later. This is some ridiculous shit. But the original Piranha is also.
okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of good, choice trash here to swim through. I've been wanting to watch these kinds of movies for a while. I will sometimes pop one on from Amazon Prime or Plex if I can find one, and they always they don't disappoint me because I'm always expecting garbage.
Oh yeah,
right. So that's what makes it more enjoyable,
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you seen Sword and the Sorcerer?
Yes,
I
think I have. But
that one's
I know the cover.
These are so forgettable. Yeah, exactly, because it follows the same thing, like Frank Frazetta kind of art and shit.
Yeah.
I think I watched that, and if I haven't or don't, I know I have it wishlisted on my account. So, but I think I had. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's like all these movies are very much the same, like budget and kind of almost the same premise in a lot of ways. But yeah, Sword of the Sorcerer was the first one I think I remember seeing like of this type. Other than Conan, I guess Conan's probably the first one. I don't know. Would you say Conan is like also in the vein of these movies? Because Conan's obviously much bigger budget.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe not much, but
yeah,
No,
I would agree with you. I think that this absolutely falls into that genre of just wonderful trash.
But it's more classic. Even though like it has some of the tropes.
Oh yeah,
the same tropes as these other movies.
Yeah.
You have Schwarzenegger delivering the lines the way he does. You know, looking as beefy as he does. He doesn't look like his image on the poster reflects who he is in the movie, like the buffness. You know.
Yeah.
You mean he's
so
in life.
It's not false advertisement.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's all mass, all day, every day.
Yeah, unlike this movie where the only guy that was in shape was the captain, and you knew it because the motherfucker never put a shirt on the whole movie, and he was always glistening.
Yeah.
Like before every scene, it's like somebody's like, "Oil, this man needs more."
you know, it's funny. I was actually watching a little mini documentary of Charles Bronson the other day, and I realized like a lot of I feel like, was it me or is it like men back in like it's the 60s and stuff were just like naturally like buff in some way. Like a lot of them had abs, a lot of them like had like natural muscles and shit like they didn't. I don't even know if they really tried or nothing.
Because naturally oily,
a lot more acceptable.
Yeah. Well, no, because I mean even like singers and shit like in the 70s or something, like they remove their shirts, a lot of them like all fucking like ripped and shit. And you're just like, how is this? They're smoking, drinking, partying, eating bacon probably every day. How do they have this physique? But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one person who didn't have that physique, David Carradine.
Fuck no. Yeah. That dude looked like, oh man, I loved watching him try to parkour in that one scene.
Yeah.
He's like, he runs, he like jumps on this little like ledge and then like torturously pulls himself up into the fucking balcony.
You know, there was one piece of choreography during that last fight between him and Zeg. They actually did a little roll. They both did. They were fighting. They were not. We already made fun of the fight, the way they were fighting earlier, and how like I want to say it was
athletic.
It was not athletic. No, like it was basically choreographed by someone who didn't really know how to fight. You know, but the only thing that it seems like they did to kind of like amp up the scene was to do like a tumble.
Yeah,
like they both tumbled.
When he
like,
fought
with the sword.
You said Zeg, but I don't think he ever fought him. You mean that Keith dude, right?
It might have been Keith. Yes, you're probably right. Yeah,
I was gonna say because like that Zeg douche like actually died off screen.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was
the fucking slaver is like,
just
just hit him on the head, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, right? Like
what the styrofoam flail?
Yeah. Oh, it's so.
You know, it's great whenever he wakes up from that quad boob coma that he was in. David Carradine, and he after they made that sword of Ura for him, and she's doing her little chants topless, you know,
of course,
and then he picks up the sword and he's just like, it's too light, and then she's like, hit the anvil, and he just looks like he got like a major heart on whenever he just fucking. And you know, when they're fighting, the sword got taken away.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know?
Well,
and
Zeg was wanting it for the longest time, man. Zeg was wanting the.
And then it goes to Keith, and then Keith loses it in the end, and then he gets it back, and
wild
oh
stuff.
Man! And then like, how does he finish him off? I think did he stab him in the stomach or something?
He slices him in the stomach.
Yeah, and then like the thing is like he does that, and then the guy tries to like lunge at him after, and then he kind of like falls over, and dies like ass up, face down, like just for no reason. He's just like, and he misses. Like, what were you gonna do if you grabbed him? Like you just died.
Well,
like,
you know what's funny is that whenever he's on the ground, like you mentioned, he's like cradling his stomach, like, ass up. He kind of just looks at him and goes.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious, man. I honestly, I'm kind of glad I didn't have beer because I probably would have laughed so loud.
Woke somebody up.
Yeah, I probably wasn't too loud.
Hey guys,
but I love that.
This movie's about the intrigue and the story. It's not about the action, right? Okay.
Or the actors, or the set,
it's not about
the
that.
effects,
Props.
or the
It's about David
props.
Carradine playing the two sides, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Being
That's
a master
right.
of espionage and subterfuge.
Fooled them all. He was the holy knight, or whatever the fuck he was supposed to be.
I don't really get though when he goes to see Zeg after he gets before the guy gets poisoned, to tell him that you know, whatever, that his mark is on the judge,
right,
or whatever.
And then like he doesn't do anything about that.
Yeah,
right?
he's just like, well, what information do you have? He's like,
he doesn't do anything about that.
Balthazar and your coat of arms. And he's like, speak, and he's just throwing money around here. And then he walks away. He's like, about those jugs, would you get them for me? He's like, it's too dangerous. And it's just like, what? And just lets him walk out. He's just walking around the castle. That's when he goes in and sees her the first time. Whatever, the sorceress or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like I was actually curious about this point. Whenever he's like saying he wants so much money, and they just throw him like pouches of shit, and he just takes it.
Yeah,
and he doesn't count it. No. But like it's various amounts, and it seems like they're just giving him the same pouch over and over again.
Bag of rocks.
And then they bring it out that the fact that he doesn't count it because he trusts them or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the first time he asked for 100 Terax, and it's a huge bag. And then the next time he asked for 1,000 from fucking Zeg, and it's like a little. He gets it from the table. He just like throws it. He's like, oh.
Yeah, this guy's just walking around with pouches of
what
shit.
Is what is the conversion rate on this fucking? I mean, it's like I don't really understand it, because the 100's like huge. I don't fucking know, man. But
so
maybe it was like maybe it was either the just like you said, it was just a different currency. Maybe it was a different type of currency that they had.
So there was a slight subplot to this that I wasn't sure about until I just sort of read here and confirmed it. Because when he meets Topless, he acts like he knows her, because she says that she's like, oh, I used to be able to command people, and he's like,
but
well,
they're from the same.
They're from the same order. Yeah, they're from the same order. She was like a priestess.
There's like a star on her hand or whatever.
Right, some shit like that.
But
and I was
like the guy in white. What's the guy? He's her uncle, right?
The uncle or the father, the prelate.
And he keeps hugging her topless, dude.
Yeah, I was like, get in there. Yes, yeah. Oh, come here. Let me. Oh, you must be so cold. Let me just.
Okay, it's in the script. It's in the script.
Even at the end of the movie, when they like, when he gets rescued and she goes in and he like just like lunges at her to give her a hug, and it was like, yes. I mean, you know.
And then of course there's a scene where they break the well at the bottom, so it drains.
Yeah.
And it's like
pokes it with his.
Yeah, he just pokes it with the fucking. So no one could have done that the whole time, or I guess they wouldn't want to. But does the water
he made it seem like it was this great plan? He's like, yeah, we're gonna drain the well now.
We're gonna kill all the villagers because they have no other source of water. So
it'll be fine. Like, and he does that. I think he did that stupid smirk he does again. Like, you know, I'm smart. Oh, it was bad. It was so bad. I was just like, and drunk, smart and drunk.
Yeah.
Don't you missed the part.
Do you think that they had planned to make a sequel with that like subplot, Roland? Do you think they were gonna like make this a whole series or try to make it a series?
I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised because of the way it ends. You know, he does walk away. You know, like, but the sorceress was just like, come back to us, you know, or whatever, you know. So it's just like, okay.
You know, like as he's walking away and she says that, like it almost seems like they revered him as some kind of like messianic figure, because they're just like, come back.
He's the hero. I thought it was really funny though when he said that. What? Because like he, you know, when he first walks away from the sorceress, she's like, no, what does she say? She says some shit and does the little hand gesture for like peace and shit, and then he's like, but the thing is, like when he stops to like let her talk, he's like half stepped over a corpse, so he's just standing over this fucking talking for like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, she does this. Great. I was like, is he supposed to do something?
Yeah.
And then he does a touch like this, and then
ew.
It's gonna be a new handshake now. I'm telling you.
Hey, it's macking me, man.
Flies. Yeah, oh shit! There it is. He found
It
the
always
connection.
comes back to macking me.
He found the connection. Okay. Actually, I would like to know if this it would have been so funny if this had gotten a sequel.
Well, I mean, realistically, I mean, for instance, Conan kind of like was the successful version of these movies, and they did 2 of them, but then they tried to do a spin-off with Red Sonja. I don't know. Again, I don't remember the chronological order in which these were made, but I know that didn't do well. So I mean, they kind of just stopped doing that.
Arnold supposed to be Conan in the Red Sonja?
Yeah.
Did they ever they call him by that name?
Yeah. No, they don't.
Yeah.
See, I don't,
they don't call him Conan. They call him.
They do. He has the same
just
sword
like the
and all that.
barbarian. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. It's like,
okay. But the thing is that they with the success of I guess Conan and even like the superstardom of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think they rebranded it to where like if you look at the Red Sonja poster, Red Sonja is this big, and Conan is this fucking big on the poster. You know, he's just like
sword and shit.
Yeah, he's just doing this whole thing. You're like, and Conan doesn't. He doesn't come out like as far as I'm aware, like not, but like he's either mentioned or like he comes out for like a small amount of time. It's kind of like I don't know if you all have ever seen the movie Black Eagle. It's a movie in which Jean-Claude Van Damme plays a villain. It's like one of those beginner roles that he had. But the thing is, as he got more popular, they rebranded the movie poster and had him on the cover, and the main guy was like this big, and it turns out like he only fights him like in a quick scene, you know, but like he doesn't come out to the whole fucking movie.
I found a couple of interesting things about the movie here. I was reading through because I had a few things that I was wondering, and I was like, oh fuck, that makes so like if you guys had noticed, Carradine in the movie has a stupid black glove on one hand only.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So apparently before this movie, like he punched a wall because he was like arguing with his girlfriend and broke his fucking hand. So they wrapped it up. And the thing is, he's right-handed. So what ended up happening is that he ended up getting trained by the stunt coordinator, the action and stunts coordinator, who was played by Keith.
That's why. Are you telling me this is why the scenes are so bad?
Yeah, because he's using the wrong hand. He had to learn use his left hand, which he's not. And the guy that trained him to do that was the captain, Keith or whatever. He was also the stuntman and the coordinator. So it's like, okay.
Was that the stipulation of him being in the movie that he got to be completely shirtless the whole time and show off his fucking mega abs? You know.
I don't know. There was also. Funnily enough, Carradine said the director was obsessed by the body of the actress who played the priestess. So he costumed her in a topless outfit. Everywhere you look, there was this bare-breasted woman.
That makes sense. Damn, dude. So you're telling me we're seeing this movie because a creeper director wanted just to see breasts the whole movie.
Yeah. And funnily, even more to that, the director quit during the editing after the film. Because he was over schedule, and so they finished the editing by 2 different teams in 2 different countries.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of this stuff is just like bad. Like none of it fucking flows at all. It's well, he says it's a little uneven. Okay, dude. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I mentioned I didn't even think about that, but maybe that's why. In the beginning of the movie, like the score itself has more of a fantastical type of element to it, and then as the film like towards the end has more of like a westerny type of tone, musically speaking.
Yeah,
at least that's what I got from it. As he's like, as music started like appearing in the movie, like it just seems like there was a little bit of a tonal shift in the score, but. I mean, that was
it does. And at one point, like it becomes like I don't know, it gets very lighthearted in some points, and it was just like kind of confusing because there was no transition. It's just all of a sudden, you know, and then like it just fucking completely fucking like goes bipolar on you there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty damn funny though. Like this is trying
to remember, were they all was everyone pretty much dubbed except for Carradine?
Were people dubbed?
I don't.
mean, I honestly didn't pay attention to that at all.
I think those soldiers were in the first part of the movie, but in the rest of it, I think it was. It seemed like it wasn't. It wasn't.
You said
dubbed.
this was filmed in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it said Argentina and the United States. I mean, I don't know what was what, but I mean,
yeah. Well, most of the film was shot in let's see, Estudios Bayret, whatever that is, film. In Buenos Aires. No, province. So yeah, Argentina.
Okay.
Just trying to think of, like, I guess they have more lax. Well, of course, I guess it's also a different time too, but just the whole idea of like telling a woman that's like, oh yeah, I need you, or an actress to be like, oh, I need you to be topless in all these scenes. I mean, did she not have any say in that? Or
that would
like,
be so problematic to no, she had no say in that, dude. Who is she in this scheme of like making this movie? I mean, I'm pretty sure David Carradine is a person to be like, yeah, I'm cool to watch a woman's tits like all shoot.
I mean, yeah, why would he complain? It's kind of his thing.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, he likes to.
He's a real man.
I was gonna make a joke about something, and I'm not gonna forget it. I'm not gonna.
Damn it! I was about to too. I was like, he's a real man who likes to.
Yeah, we'll just leave that one alone.
Fuck. Was there a belt on set by any chance?
Yes.
It's so insensitive. Anyways, last minute thoughts or last second thoughts of this movies, guys. I mean, would you watch this again? I know I'm gonna say this. I would. If we were like in a room together drinking, you put this on, you like bullshit through this movie, and I mean, us kind of having a little bit of a background on David Carradine and some of his films, like I mean, you can kind of see like where he's kind of just not giving a shit. So I mean, that's just my opinion on that. What about you, Bryce?
Actually, this is my second time watching it today, but well, I was watching it for the recording, but yeah, I would probably put it on, like, like in a social like gathering type thing, or like just sitting around drinking, but or maybe even just like a background movie. It made me laugh a lot, dude. Honestly, like I had a good time watching it, just in the sense that it was funny. I mean, obviously it's for plot or anything like that. No, I mean it's I mean, I don't know. I like the little lizard guy.
Oh yeah,
I really enjoyed that guy. It's right up our alley as far as like this is the one of those trash cinema movies that we like enjoy watching. You know, Roland, what about you?
I really enjoyed this. I'd forgotten to mention like how Carradine has like a leather loincloth over his fucking his rags or whatever the fuck he's wearing. It's like a leather like cod piece.
He's got the knee-high boots.
It's just so dumb.
Does he ever use those throwing knives?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and he throws them shitty too.
Yeah, he
like
throws
he
really
has like
shitty.
The way he throws it, like he like it felt like he arches his back and just goes, like he throws with his whole body, kind of thing. It's just he's not good at it.
Like the fucking, like the fucking the henchmen from Big Trouble in Little China, where they're like all three of them are standing there, go.
Yeah, well, even worse than that.
Like the knife flies up to their hands and shit. That's when they all. Woo! Yeah, it is worse than that. Absolutely.
It's obviously worse than that.
Oh, this is a really funny movie.
I would say if
not the right reasons.
Bryce, did you have anything else to add to that?
No, I don't know. I was gonna say I'm just surprised that this was never done by like doing like a riff tracks thing, like Mystery Science Theater never did a thing on it. Well, maybe I guess not, because it's got too much nudity.
Because there's
oh, that's true. Yeah, it's got nudity, a lot of nudity.
The tatas are very flagrant in this.
I mean, this could have easily fit in the realm of like Army of Darkness, like minus the Deadites and stuff like that. But for actually, I used to think that Army of Darkness was kind of like this, a movie like this, where there was a lot of nudity and stuff because it's rated R.
Yeah, but there really isn't.
But it really isn't at all.
And I mean, this one, like, there's full on bush, and that one chick that they dump in the Shark Tank
for
or whatever
entertainment.
That was.
For entertainment purposes, to watch her drown.
Yeah, and she's swimming in there for a while, man. I'm just like, damn.
Doesn't Zeg say that like don't you find this like entertaining or some shit? Like, and you just see the girl like that, and you know what's funny is that like as I was watching the movie, and you see like full frontal and stuff like that, she's spreading that out in the water, and you just see like just all bush, even from behind. Like it all just coming out, just like this is the 80s for sure.
Yeah, and then she just she just drowns and then it's just floating there.
In the what is it, Belkazar's? Oh, what's his name? Right, I forget his fucking name. Oh, and his like little chamber.
Oh,
when he walked in.
Balkaz.
Balkaz. I'm sorry. When he first goes into this chamber and you look down, there's like this fucking like heavy ass dude there. You can see like this like tiny pecker like sticking out like that. Man,
when he's supposed to...
he's just there, like you see like
there's like a bunch of dudes and chicks just all over the place. Yeah.
This movie is wild. I mean, it's ridiculous, I mean, again, enjoyable movie if you know what you're getting into. Don't expect anything of, I guess,
I think
quality
Carradine
or
himself actually said that I think he actually said to not to expect a good movie watching this. So,
I mean, that's based on his acting alone. I mean, that's bad. So,
very fucking bad. That's the best part.
Yeah, for sure.
I will other fantasy movies he did that I want to check out. So, but yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely.
So we'll be signing off right now. If you want to support us in any way, you can always go to Patreon, www.patreon.com/MoQuest Studios. You want to support us at the lowest tier, you can see extra unedited stuff or early release stuff as well. You can follow us at Discord, or not Discord, Twitch at MoQuest Studios, Instagram CineQuest Videos, TikTok at CineQuest Videos. We do a lot of or at least I do a lot of promos and like little clips from these episodes, as well as physical media sharings and stuff like that whenever we get a chance. But if you did like this video and review and you have any more suggestions, please let us know. Let us know in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notifications, because we have more stuff coming up. I have stuff that I haven't even finished editing yet, like a backlog of stuff to put out. So and it's not even like popular movies at all. It's like just low budget stuff that we want to watch, and we don't necessarily try to go for the most popular movies. We did recently with Madam Web, which I'm
so sorry, guys.
That would have been a video that was released earlier than this one. And we have others coming out as well. So
I'm sorry I missed that trash heap.
Well, when you said Carradine was talking about don't expect a good movie, I immediately thought about fucking Dakota Johnson probably saying the same shit about Madam Web.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I haven't watched it. Immediately fires her agent.
Yeah.
After that movie ended, she got a new went with a new agency.
Oh yeah.
Well, that'll be it for us, guys. We'll see you next time, man. Bye.
Peace.